flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitching things.
One stitching things at a time. Today is Monday, November 18th. Happy Monday. First and foremost, I apologize if there's any banging, clanging, beeping. They decided at 4 o'clock this afternoon it was a good time. It was before 4 o'clock because I got home a little after 4 o'clock. They decided this afternoon it was a good time to work on the other... Well, Friday they paved their street. And now they're working on, I don't know, drainage. They might be pouring the concrete for the hoochie-dinky what you call it.
I hope they stop soon.
I don't know what they're doing.
It's getting dark, and doing that work in the dark is dumb. Unless they light it up, and if they do, that'd be unfortunate.
They have a big old spotlight over there, it looks like. I don't know. I'll be glad when they're done because it's been very disruptive to my life.
It needed it.
But it needed it. At least it's not like the one time they did work on the street out when we were at the other house. And they were doing it in the middle of the night and it was shaking the frickin' house. Nobody could sleep. We had to put the foster care baby in our bedroom. I'm like, yeah, that was fun. Could be worse. But it's still not pleasant. Oh, and I have to figure out how I'm getting across the street to go over to the church hall for Ladies' Guild tonight. Yeehaw! I think they have in front of the rectory plugged up.
Go around the whole building.
I actually think I can go across back here by at that end of our property, by the back end of our property, across to Centaur and come across.
Either way, you can get around it.
I can get around it. It's just, what's going to be the best route?
Well, I was actually thinking of taking your car, parking behind it, and walking in.
Also, a strong possibility. Alright.
By the way, this is how we live our lives. Welcome to our snippet of our insanity.
Welcome to life. Yeah. I hope you all had a wonderful week last week. I had a very busy week. How was your week?
I saved a lot of money by beating the crap out of myself. Gearbox in her car that controls how much hot or cold air. It's the actual motor that moves the basically the vents that's changed from hot to cold air in your car. And hers, it was kind of broken, making clicking noises, and I figured out what it was and what it needed to be replaced, and turns out it was a $20 part, so I'm like, I'll do it myself. I didn't know there were two of them in there, and of course the first one I changed was the wrong one, because I didn't see the other one, because it was up underneath the dashboard even further. I'm like this the entire time, blindly, because I couldn't see. Getting to work, but 2 hours and many, many scratches later, I got the thing to work, so Laura no longer has any insanity, and I saved myself like 4 digits worth of work.
And the heat does work better now.
Not surprised, it was broke.
I'm just saying. So there's that. Yes, so that was your adventure this week. I went on a big adventure I went on multiple adventures this week.
You did.
I did. Mom, Dad, and I went down to the Ashery on Tuesday to get my annual calendar. They have coupons in the annual calendar for the Ashery, so I wanted my calendar. And we went to lunch at Mrs. Yoder's, and then when we went to Heine's Cheese and amused the little old Amish ladies at the cheese place, because they had Carolina Reaper cheese that you could sample, and I was like, I'm going to go sample it, and my dad's like, that's the hottest pepper on the planet, and I'm like, yes, Dad, I know. And my dad is like standing there watching me chew on this piece of cheese. I mean, it was teeny tiny. It was like that big square. Teeny tiny. And he's like, it's going to get you. It'll get you from behind. It's going to get you. And I'm like, well, okay. So I finished it, and I'm like, waiting for it to, like, kick my butt. Well, it really didn't. It was not the hottest thing I've ever eaten. Was it unpleasantly hot? Yeah, it was unpleasantly hot. Was it the hottest thing I have ever eaten? No, not by a long shot. And that's what I said. I was like, it's not the hottest thing I've ever eaten. I said, that being said, I'm going to eat some of this not hot cheese right next to it. What?
So your dad said it's going to come out and get you from behind while you're at Heine's?
Yeah.
Knowing him, he did that on purpose.
Knowing him, he did not. I just know the little old Amish ladies were laughing their butts off at us. Is it something I would try again? Probably not. But I can say I've had Carolina Reaper cheese, so.
You know what I got to say to that idea?
What?
How much money are you giving me? For a large enough sum of green, I will put that in my mouth. But for less than that, no. Because that would probably make me uncomfortable for a day. Maybe two.
It wasn't that bad. But anyways.
I'm saying me versus you.
Yes.
Comment below. Can you handle spicy foods? Or are you like me and if you have too much spicy foods, it burns all the way through and out the back door?
Okay then. Well, I did buy cheese there though. Not Carolina Reaper cheese, but I bought a chunk of Parmesan because I like to randomly eat Parmesan. Like, I don't know, I'm weird. I like to just eat cheese. And I also got everything bagel cheese. It's got everything bagel seasoning in it, and it is delicious. Let's see, so that was Tuesday. Thursday was EGA day, and let me tell you, I felt like an adult trying to do this project because I'm sitting here going, I don't understand what you're telling me. Like, I did not understand the instructions. Once, like, Kathy, the lady who was teaching the class, came over and kind of showed me, like, what she meant, I was like, okay, that's easy, I get it now. But I felt really stupid because it was, like, not computing. And Angela was sitting at the table with me, and Angela and I are, like, being ridiculous because neither one of us were getting it. It was hilarious.
Keep in mind, I'm at work getting texted play-by-plays.
You asked me how EGA was going. I said Angela and I are being bad because we can't figure out what we're doing.
I know, and I thought that was
we're
very
being
funny.
class troublemakers, yes. And then Friday, I had a busy week. I was back in Medina. I toured the Medina Creative Living. They're calling it Reimagine Center. So as part of their Medina Creative Living is the developmentally disabled assistance. So they have a day school. They have independent housing, so that developmentally disabled individuals can get housing, independent housing. There is supports and structures within it. Don't ask me what they are. I don't know. They also offer a day program for the less independent developmentally disabled, and they kind of spend the day. They have different little, like, rooms, like there's an art room and a music room and a life skills room, and there's a couple other things I can't remember right now, but they spend time in each of those little areas during the day and do different things. As part of that, for some of the more independent clientele that they have started offering this program where they work for a day. They create. So there's a Cricut space, there's a jewelry making space, there's a sewing space, there's a woodworking space, there's a floral design space. And they all create and make things in those spaces that then go on to get sold through various means. Their Creative Living Cafe that I go and stitch at on Mondays is one of the venues that they're using. They're also posting stuff online. No, I don't have the website for it. I will find that out because somebody's going to ask. And the director is friends with the lady that kind of got us, the stitching group, started out there on Monday. That's kind of why we go there. But she wanted us to see the space. She wanted to show the space off. She wanted to share the space. She also wanted some input on some of the areas in which we kind of have some knowledge. to see what they can do to maximize what they can output in that space. Yes, dear.
I got a question for all the people in the background of these videos. If anybody can hear your mom, your wife, your sister, whatever, listening to this video, or if you happen to be somebody who is not a crafter, when you hear cricket area, did you think old people sport with big mouths and balls? Because unless you are a crafter or married to one, you have no idea that cricket is actually some type of crafty device.
Cricket is not an old people sport with mallets. Cricket, the sport, is much like American baseball with slightly different rules.
Oh, what am I thinking of?
You're thinking of croquet.
Okay.
Or pall mall, as they refer to it in Bridgerton.
6 fun doesn't. Whatever.
And I don't know where the pall mall, like the distinction between pall mall and croquet is, but anyways, cricket is this fun little machine that cuts things out, and you can put it on. You can get iron-on vinyl to make shirts. You can get stick-on vinyl to make cups. They're cutting things out and sticking it on pieces the woodworking group has done. They're doing all kinds of different fun things with it. So, and then they have a photography department that takes pictures of all the items that they've made for their website. I think what they're doing is fantastic. I really do. I gave them some ideas, some percolations in my brain, and the director looked at me like she wants to hire me.
That'd be a smart day.
What?
You are currently technically unemployed.
I am.
So if you went up to her and was like, hey, so what's the starting rate?
I'm not sure my skill set can teach what they need.
Bull ship. You would very easily be able to alter all that training you got in college and all the stuff you've done, and with just you as a human being.
I can look at a normal functioning adult and teach them things. I'm not sure I can do it with an adult without knowing what level they're on.
Yes, well, I'm assuming you working with them, they would help with that.
Well, I'm assuming.
But you get my point, though. I was more talking about working in the office as somebody helping with the ideas.
Well.
Anyways,
so that was my week. It was very busy. I had card class today, and I don't have much going on the rest of the week. I have PSR on Wednesday, and that's about it. And I'm glad, because I was tired.
I got overtime. Last week, this week. I'm not working overtime any week that there is a holiday, because the company policy is basically you're not allowed to earn overtime with holiday pay.
Right. That's fine.
Well, you might be able to with holiday, but like if I called in sick,
yeah,
I would only use 4. Like if I worked 4 hours overtime and then Friday I called in sick, I'd only be allowed to use 4 hours.
You have to work Black Friday?
No, I'm using this Friday as an example.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how it works with holidays. I actually got to call I just thought of it. I got to email HR tomorrow and ask them.
Okay. Well, whatever.
Because if I can work extra hours on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving and earn a little extra green, I'm all for it. But if I can't make the overtime money, I'm not gonna.
Well, yeah, no, that's extremely true. All right, let's shout out our commenters.
Hey y'all, what's up? Sarah, Teresa, Janet, Lynn, thank you.
Thank you so much for commenting on our video. Thank you for spending some time with us. Each week, Janet was working on getting caught up on our videos. And that is all I remember from her comment. Good Lord, love a duck. Janet wrote a very nice multi-sentence little paragraph comment, and you know what I remember out of it? She was working on catching up on our videos. And Lynn said hi guys, and Sarah said hi guys, and Teresa said hi guys.
2 more, we'd have 5 guys.
Anyways. Whips! Yeah, no.
1, I'm working overtime. 2, I was doing other stuff. And 3, I just went to play some video games.
bell? Where's the bell? Okay. The bell.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. We need the bell. So, for my Sal prompt, I took out the November Star Touched Meadow Sal Block. You can find it. It's not coming out. And
I hate it when that happens.
I finished it. It was 567 stitches to finish it. How exciting. One of my blocks is done. These are really nice to stitch on because they're fairly easy. They're nice.
Oh, that's good.
I'm ignoring the bell on the head, by the way.
They're not.
I know. Okay.
I am here to entertain.
So, for U.S. President's Week, I did decide to do the U.S. President's Challenges, even though I don't remember what I used for the pass on, and I didn't write it down. And I'm far too lazy to go look. So, I started with the prompt to stitch on something with letters on it and to stitch on something with a source of light. I used Greyhound here because letters and the sunshine in the August block is a source of light.
So there are 13 sources of light on that project.
Because there's a doggies. Because they're doggies. They're doggies. So
Even people who aren't big fans of dogs do not doubt the fact that they're cute little awesome things.
yes, there. So I did 603 stitches on it. And that was, doing the outline on the September block and the word September. This is on a 32 count. Couldn't replicate it if I tried fabric.
That's what all of them are now.
Most of them I can come somewhat close. It's not going to be a perfect replication. If you're interested in ordering, because I do sell my fabrics, this I couldn't replicate it if I tried because I don't know what I threw a couple things together for this.
That was a little. There are 3 bottles with a little left. Let's dice down some balls.
Yeah, basically.
Whatever words those were.
I do that sometimes. I'll go, there's not enough dye in that. There's not enough dye in that. Those colors go together. Dump them together and I've got enough dye. Yeah. Sorry about the bell.
Are we going to need that?
Nope. Sorry about the bell. I forgot a project. Hold, please. I didn't forget about a project. I just forgot. I didn't have it in the right spot to grab it. Then I took out my most challenging project, or my project that has challenged me the most, and a project that I have traveled with, and that is Lace Corset by Alexandra Adelaide. Excuse me. And this is on a piece of 32 count even weave. It is a color that I believe I can replicate. I can't think of the color name off the top of my head though, or the dye name off the top of my head. I did 673 stitches on this. So I did this and then I started working this. Yay! And this is my most challenging project because somewhere up here, somewhere like here, I am half a stitch off. So I had to start over here and work my way down and over so that I could get myself on the right track. And I had this at EGA and they were all like, yeah, I couldn't tell you where you screwed up. I said, that's good because I couldn't tell you where I screwed up either. And at this point, it's game over. It is what it is. It's done. I still will have to adjust some back stitching and some beading and decide how I want to do the back stitching. Because I'm not entirely sure I want to do the back stitching in the floss color. I'm thinking a dark gray would look better for the back stitching. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm an overthinker. I've already crossed that bridge 3 times. He agrees with me. So that was the weekly.
Honey, I agree with the truth when it is spoken.
Now we move on to the monthly. My goal with the November monthly, after I finished up Fall on the Farm, was to put as many stitches as I could in Shores of Hawkrun Hollow. Shores of Hawkrun Hollow. Don't ask me what letters these were, because I don't remember. All I know is the last two were the numbers 1 twice. Whatever the last two letters are in the word November, and 1-1. There you go. Yes, I did manage to get through 4 monthlies this weekend, which is kind of surprising. I actually did a little bit more than that because I forgot to stop and take a picture at one point, so I did 200 stitches over on one of them. Oops. I ended up doing 1,485 stitches total. And I have the top. So I have the arch all done, the boat's done. Most of the letters are done. I have one more line of lettering. Which means, basically what I have left to do is bring the sides down, do the bottom, there's 2 swirls, and then backfill. Do I want to tackle that much for December's dash to the finish? I'm leaning towards yes.
How about I'm drafting you?
I'm leaning towards yes, but right now I don't know. And by the way, I have changed the name. My grandfather didn't have like a rank when he was in the Navy. He was in the Navy during World War II. And I will put his date of death at the bottom. I will probably not have that visible when I show it to you after I stitch that in. Just because I don't want to. Do I want to finish this for December dash to a finish? I'm leaning towards yes. But at this point, I'm just not sure. I do have some candidates for December dash to a finish sitting over there. I'm going to have to pull everything out, take a look-see, and make a decision. I do have, 2 more week Saturdays of November. I don't know if I'm going to start another ornament or not, which means I could use those Saturdays to put stitches on that and get it one step closer to finishing. Alright. EGA project, we learned shadow work. I don't know how well this is going to show up.
Beautifully. Actually,
it showed up really nice. So, this is what it looks like from the front. And yes, if you flip it over, it does indeed look like an angel.
I saw this thing while she was working on it. I was standing across from her, basically in front of her while she was sitting. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty angel. She said, no, that's a flower. I rotated it around and she went, well, crap.
No, I knew it did look like an angel also. So, you do a back stitch. So this is so there's 2 methods you can do. You can do back stitching method or double herringbone method. The back stitching method is where you see the back stitching lines on, you stitch it front side up and see the back stitching lines. The double herringbone method is where you stitch it back side up and you see your double herringbone, which is what causes the shadow underneath.
I think we actually need to get like a white, get like some PVC and make like a little curtain thing to put in behind these projects, because that really does help when you did that.
I had every intentions of fully finishing this to make it a little bit easier to show you rather than holding up a piece of white paper, but it just didn't happen. So there we have it.
I was being serious, but like...
I know you are, and yes, you are correct. A lot of people do that. So today was today was card class. you my cards. Did 4 cards today. And a little card class day. Well, happy holidays with skates. Yes, the skates are like 3D. There's a cute little sentiment inside that says, I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. And some little stamping inside. Some cute little polar bears. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas. This is so cute.
Do you own those?
No.
Are you going to be owning those shortly?
I actually don't know. The polar bears are cute, but I don't know how much I would use them.
Oh, I know exactly how you would use them.
Hmm.
That about 60 times next year.
Do you realize I hand-colored these?
No!
Okay, so I hand-colored the polar bears. I don't want to hand-color that many Christmas cards. And then there's just a little sentiment inside.
Well, that would give me some way of helping
May
you.
your season be one that's festive and fun.
That'd be one way for me to help you. Because right now I can't really help you with your cards because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I am.
And then this guy. May your days be merry. The little tree. And he opens like this. Fancy. Season's greetings. I thought this is a nice easy card, but it's got a nice impact, and really, you could put you could do this with a multitude of stamps and make it not Christmas, or use a different, There's a multitude of ways you can make this.
I just thought of a really cute thing you can do.
What?
For a Valentine's Day card.
Huh.
On here, it says, inside is the most beautiful person ever. And when it opens, have one of those pieces of reflective paper.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm corny. Yes, I have done that to her before.
Yes, he has. And then we did a little birthday card. It says, happy birthday. It says, thinking of you on your birthday and wishing you all the best. Little layering techniques. Good times.
Whoop, whoop.
So I need to take all of the Christmas cards I have, the random Christmas cards I have, and figure out who I'm sending those to. And finish up the Christmas cards. Okay. So Thursday, after AGA, on my way home, I went to Hobby Lobby to get some Mod Podge because I thought I had Mod Podge. And I can't find it. The dog is wagging her tail in there. She's hitting it against something. It sounds funny. So I just was like, forget it. I'll buy a new container, and then the one I have will just turn up. So I went and I got some Mod Podge. And Hobby Lobby's a store I cannot be left alone in. So I picked up these pens. They are called Micron pens. They are different size fine tips. They are actually very nice if you are going to like draw on fabric. Sorry, I dropped shit. I don't know where I was. So we'll just show you the pens again. Micron pens. So if you are like have to draw a line you're going to stitch over on your project, these work really nicely. You don't have, they don't erase off of the fabric. So unless you want the line seen or you intend to cover up the line, but it's archival ink, so it's not going to damage the fabric by being left on there. And I got one color. You can get one size, different colors, or one color, different sizes. I went with one color, different sizes. And because I had to. It's a cactus crochet kit. It's crochet kit crochet cactus kit. Because I had to. Okay. That was all I bought. Well, I mean, I bought a bunch of other stuff at the Ashery. Replacing stuff that was,
Lost in the Great
Lost
Flood.
in the Great Flood. We call it the Great Flood now.
You call it the Great Flood, I decided to copy.
I called it the Great Flood one night on Zoom, and my one friend, Bethany, I thought was going to die laughing, so now it's the Great Flood. She also is amused by Shark Week. Not the Discovery Channel Shark Week.
Message her. Just message her.
If you don't get
Moving on.
If you don't get it, send me a message. I'll explain it. Moving on. Plans. Do you have plans?
I plan on finishing my box. And I had a really dumb idea.
What?
Teach me.
Well, that's why you have it, because you wanted me to teach you.
Yeah, I just haven't gotten around to it.
Okay, well.
I just got it in my brain. Maybe I want to try to get that done before the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I can take it with us to Guild.
Okay, well, I don't know if that's going to happen, but we can see what happens.
Well,
All
once
right.
I learn how to do it.
Moving along. The Last Unicorn. Apparently it's a movie. I don't know. I know nothing about this. This is the theme for Daily 30 for the next 2 weeks. I don't know. Don't ask me. The first prompt is to stitch on a whip. You have given a second chance, and why? Now, I thought about this, and I'm kind of going to go on a circumventing stretch on this. Because I don't necessarily have many whips that I have put it down and picked back up after a prolonged period of time. I have whips that I have put down and not touched again. But there is one particular item that I purchased from a Russian design company. I bought the fabric, I bought the pattern, I bought the fabric, I bought the floss, and then they invaded Ukraine. And I was not going to stitch it. I wasn't. But then I decided, I bought all the stuff for it already. They already have my money for the pattern. I will stitch it. I just won't tell you who it's by or what its title is. And I have shown you this before, and I have said before, if you are an ingenious enough human, you can figure it out. If you are an ingenious enough human, when you see it, you can figure out who it's by and what it's called. I'm not going to gift you the information. So that is my offering for giving a whip a second chance. Stitch on a whip. So the second prompt is to stitch on a whip where you have changed the floss color. Flosses. And this is probably not all of them, but it's the ones that I could come up with off the top of my head when I looked at my list. Jingle All the Way, Cow Lily Bride, Quaker Turtle, Sampler Book, the sampler that shall not be named, Belle, and Leave a Kiss by Long Dog. So,
who does Cow Lily Bride?
It's a Mirabilia.
Cow Lily Bride.
This is the 300-400 week. I'm just saying.
So, I still want to do this to you.
Stitch on a Whip by a popular designer.
Never guess my thoughts.
Bride.
Yep. Also, I think Mira's probably one of the most famous designers.
No, probably not. Stitch on a whip that makes you happy.
You just finished the perfect option for that. Mandy!
Oh. Greyhounds. Well, I have a good tyke. I could do that.
Sounds good.
Okay. We could do that. And then the last one is to stitch on a whip you haven't touched and you seem to be stuck on. I do have a free pass.
Because she's still stuck?
Because I'm still stuck and I'm probably not going to be on. So I have a couple whips that would qualify for this right now. And they would also qualify for the first one. I just have no desire to stitch on them.
Well, technically, yeah, but the thing is, both of the ones I can think of you just did. Lace corset.
Lace corset definitely was a challenge and I was stuck by it.
You actually stopped it for a little while because you were going to get rid of it.
No, I was never going to get rid of it. I did stop it for a little while to try to figure out how I could adjust it.
Oh, by the way, when I say get rid of, I mean get new fabric, start over.
No, that is Celtic Valentine, which I do actually need to dye a new piece of fabric. But part of my problem with that is figuring out what color I want to do Celtic Valentine on, because also part of my problem with that whip is the fabric I was doing it on, the color was eating some of the colors. So I need to come up with color for Celtic Valentine.
Gunmetal?
I think gunmetal's, I mean, I don't know if
it's really dark gunmetal.
I don't know if it's gonna be too dark. We'll look. I'll pull the flosses out this week and maybe we can come up with something. So that's challenges for the week. So
and
we
plans too.
Yeah, that's plans. Well, plans for the challenges for the week. There we go. So we've talked about whips, we've talked about haul, we've talked about plans. I have no announcements.
We have an awesome viewing base.
We do have an awesome viewing base. Thank you so much for spending some time with us this week. We hope you enjoyed yourself. I just swallowed some spit wrong. We hope you enjoyed yourselves. We hope you were entertained. We hope you come back next week.
And in order to make sure you come back next week, please subscribe, bell notification. Please like, share, and comment all of the YouTube stuff that makes Mr. Algorithm go, hey, this is pretty pop. This is actually a decent video. Maybe I should show this to other people.
Yeah. Subscriber count helps too. Thank you for spending some time with us.
That was in the list of 5 things.
We will see you next week.
Bye! Bye!